I think it's critical for women to understand about gender bias because there is now a generation that had no choice but to learn it by trial and error. And if you talk to those women, the ones that actually made it through the glass ceiling, there are some very universal patterns that they identified as critical to their success, things that they had to do differently than all the training or modeling that was out there at the time, which was mostly male. And these are around getting really clear and passionate about their vision, about understanding what energized them and really not doing a lot of things that didn't. Learning to think optimistically, so if they get a setback, they see it as a doorway as opposed to the beginning of the slippery slope to doom. Resilience.
So important.
Learning this networking skill that how to create broad mentoring bases and networks, and then learning to speak up, because women are, particularly because of the problem-solving stereotype, there's a huge penalty for women for speaking up if you're wrong. And women have got to learn how to really basically create an environment where it is safe to speak up, and that's by communicating more broadly their competence. So if they do say something that's a little off at some point, it's not a problem. So all of these are things that these women figured out, and if we had been told this when we were young, it would have been a lot smoother because we could have just focused on those and gone for it instead of having to do it by trial and error. So I think it is very critical. There still aren't enough women in leadership positions for women to be ingesting this with their water as to how to be successful in organizations.